Source since 1936. News Talk 1480, KYOS, Merced. It's 10 o'clock.
From ABC News, I'm Larry Jacobs. The cap's on, but the BP broken well, leaking oil and gas, although not enough to cause alarm, according to officials. ABC's Matt Gutman's in Buras, Louisiana.
It's been a topsy-turvy day here in the Gulf of Mexico. At first, we learned that those bubbles forming right above the well could have posed a major leak. Then BP came back saying they do not pose a major leak as far as they know. They continue to monitor the well using deep-sea robots that are scanning the ocean floor for any additional signs of trouble. But so far, the government is allowing BP to continue testing this well for a fifth straight day. That's 3 days longer than anticipated.
It's believed that as much as 184 million gallons of oil have gushed into the Gulf of Mexico during the past 3 months. Senate Democrat. From the City of Angels off the Pacific Ocean, good morning, good evening, wherever you may be across the nation, around the world. I'm George Norrie, and welcome to Coast to Coast AM. Next hour, Forbidden Archaeology with Michael Cremo. Get ready for that. Special hello, by the way, to Coast announcer Ross Mitchell. He's here with his family in Los Angeles. Ross, of course, working at our very successful affiliate, KKOH in Reno. Hello, Ross and family. Here's what's happening. There are grave concerns tonight that seepage detected in the Gulf of Mexico near the BP oil well may be methane gas, as Richard C. Hoagland has been reporting here. If so, this could mean a rupture in the oil company's undersea oil pipeline, which has recently been capped to stop the flow of oil. Government officials in the United States are calling this a seep detected a distance from the well. U.S. scientists spotted what appear to be bubbles and fear that that is methane gas. This has led to speculation of a new rupture caused by pressure building from the capped wellhead. And preliminary results show that concentrations at some points to be 1 million times higher than normal with methane, according to researcher John Kessler, a chemical oceanographer in the College of Geosciences at Texas A&M University, currently analyzing methane levels in water collected from 7 miles to 500 meters from the Deepwater Horizon wellhead. We tried to get to John. He's unavailable right now. I think the university is kind of putting a cap on him, as a matter of fact. And the government and BP continue to monitor leaks that appeared this weekend to be an ominous threat to their effort to contain this gush of oil. But they've also renewed their focus on permanently capping the well that killed 11 people, fouled the Gulf of Mexico, and wreaked economic havoc on the region. Thad Allen is a top federal official. He oversees the efforts to contain the oil in the Gulf of Mexico, and he said that for the first time it's a possibility, though slim, that a containment cap installed last week could remain in place to keep the oil from flowing from the BP well until a relief well is completed. As he's been monitoring this situation since it happened, Captain Kelly Sweeney with us. And Kelly, I hate to say this, but it seems like our worst fears are still coming true.
Ahoy, George. Yes, to you and all the listeners. And yes, you're absolutely right. When it was confirmed this weekend that by government scientists that the oil was seeping from the ocean floor and from the cap itself, Admiral Allen decided to give BP 24 hours to continue the pressure test, and then he's going to decide on whether they're going to leave that cap on or open it up. And also, in Kenner, Louisiana, outside of New Orleans, the latest round of the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management U.S. Coast Guard hearings in the Deepwater Horizon disaster resumed. And it was announced today that 5 British Petroleum employees affiliated with the rig are not going to be testifying.
Why not?
Well, the Coast Guard was asked that, and they refused to give a reason.
This is not a good situation, Kelly. You know, this euphoria where, we think it gets capped and it doesn't, and as we've been talking about for the last several days, that this may not work. The fact that it seems to be seeping methane and God knows what else from distances away from that oil spill, that leak, that tells you that the pressure there must be enormous.
Yes, and the pressure test that they were, the results that they hoped for, George, they never got. And so at this point, it is definitely a concern, that seepage around the well. And as all of this is going on, of course, we are still reminded that it's hurricane season, and there is a low pressure right now off of Puerto Rico that has a low chance right now, but conditions are very favorable for it to turn into a tropical cyclone. They're really monitoring the next couple days.
All right, here we go again. Thanks, Kelly.